Binance Changpeng CZ Zhao is a manageable flight risk, US DOJ. The U.S. Department of Justice argues that Binance's former CEO should remain free until sentencing, but only in the U.S. The U.S. Department of Justice doesn't want Changpeng CZ Zhao locked up until sentencing, but it doesn't want him to leave the United States either. Arguing in a new filing that he's a flight risk that could be managed. Late last week, CZ's counsel argued that the very fact he, a non-U.S. citizen holding UAE and Canadian passports, voluntarily entered the U.S. to appear before a court represents that he's not a flight risk. Based on all the relevant facts, including Mr. Zhao's voluntary self-surrender, his intent to resolve this case, and the sizable bail package he proposed. Judge Suchida found that Mr. Zhao presents no risk of flight, even while residing in the UAE, last week's filing said. But U.S. attorneys pushed back on that, arguing that the potential severity of the sentence would give Zhao incentive to flee back to the UAE, which has no extradition treaty with the U.S. Last week, prosecutors said Zhao, as a citizen of the United Arab Emirates, had minimal ties to the U.S. and may not return should he be allowed to leave. The reality is that the top end of the guidelines range may be as high as 18 months, and the United States is free to argue for any sentence up to the statutory maximum of 10 years. The filing reads: the penalties he faces at sentencing will no doubt seem significant to him, and that weighs in favor of the reasonable restrictions the United States proposes. On Tuesday, Zhao pleaded guilty for breaking anti-money laundering laws in the U.S. and stepped down as Binance CEO. The exchange, meanwhile, pleading guilty to multiple criminal and civil charges, while agreeing to pay $4.3 billion in penalties. Among the largest corporate fines in the history of the U.S. Department of Justice. Cosmos founder calls for chain split, Atom down 3%. Cosmos Hub is an intermediary among all independent blockchains created within the Cosmos network. Atom powers the Cosmos ecosystem of blockchains programmed to scale and interoperate with each other. Cosmos founder Jae Kwon favors splitting the blockchain into two following a decision by the community to reduce Cosmos native token Atom's inflation to 10%, the hard fork, dubbed Atom 1. Could be bullish for Atom token, according to one observer. Atom, the native coin of Cosmos Hub. A blockchain acting as an intermediary among all independent blockchains created within the Cosmos network. Is nursing moderate losses a day after Cosmos founder Jae Kwon called community members to split the blockchain into two. With one observer hailing the potential hard fork as a bullish outcome for the investor community. Let's coordinate a split, Kwon said Sunday. Following a decision by the Cosmos community to approve a proposal to reduce Atom's inflation to 10% from 14%. Cosmos Hub is an intermediary among all independent blockchains created within the Cosmos network, the so-called Proposal 848. Approved with 41.1% support for the reduction from the participating voting power and 31.9% against it. Said that Atom's double-digit inflation rate represented overpayment by the hub for security and disincentivized Atom's use in decentralized finance. The approved change is projected to bring down Atom's annualized staking yield from approximately 19% to about 13.4%. Staking refers to locking coins in a blockchain in return for rewards. Airdrops involve blockchain-based projects and developers sending free tokens to the communities as part of a broader marketing initiative. When a chain splits, the native coin of the new blockchain is usually airdropped to token holders from the original blockchain. Jay is calling the new chain Atom 1. Most of the Atom 1 allocation would go to Atom stackers pro rata their amount. Unclear if liquid Atom is included, Galt said. Still, as of writing, Atom traded 3.5% lower on the day at $9.59, according to CoinDesk data. The cryptocurrency peaked above $10 over the weekend but failed to establish a foothold above the 3-week-long resistance. The weakness perhaps stems from Bitcoin, the industry leaders, struggling to get past the $38,000 mark. GTA 6 and crypto. In the decade since the last GTA game, crypto gaming, or GameFi, has launched, and major game studios have tried to incorporate it into their titles with mixed success. While video game marketplace Steam has banned crypto from its game store, its rival Epic Games doubled down on the effort. Epic Games has welcomed crypto with open arms. However, the game's store isn't profitable, and gamers have been skeptical about Epic's pivot to crypto in its store. Business interest in crypto has also spread to the GTA franchise, with rumors that GTA 6 will include some crypto element. This comes as Ubisoft and Immutable announce that they are building a new gaming experience that will further unlock the potential of Web3. Details are scant at this time. But this would mark the second foray for Ubisoft into the world of crypto gaming, the first being an NFT companion experiment to 2021's free-to-play Ghost Recon, Breakpoint. Setting aside the issue of if gamers are interested in crypto, some serious legal questions arise from this. Rockstar is a multi-billion-dollar game developer with a massive presence in the US, and it would be a high-profile target for the Securities and Exchange Commission. My preliminary view aligns with the notion that there's a legal gray area substantial enough for a powerhouse like Rockstar Games to hesitate before integrating any sort of virtual currency within their games or issuing one of their own. Florida-based digital assets attorney John Montague told CoinDesk. Their hesitation, I believe, likely stems from a fear of possible issuer liability. Especially given the aggressive stance the SEC has taken in recent times, underscored by the ongoing situation with Coinbase, he continued. I understand their desire to be conservative, and the risk-reward for their shareholders may just not be there. Given the evolution of DeFi and the free-floating nature of cryptocurrency, I do not think the price fixing is a particularly relevant factor and really just results in additional development costs. API and Oracle costs for game developers integrating token economic structures, he said. Montague argues that there's no actual investment happening, which fails to meet the first requirement of the Howey test. Nevertheless, there still remains much regulatory ambiguity that is preventing game developers from entering into the space. Which I think is a very sensible approach until regulatory clarity is achieved, he said. Rockstar Games did not immediately respond to CoinDesk's request for comment. Protocol Village, Movement Labs says move virtual machine to use Celestia, Snowman. The latest in blockchain tech upgrades, funding announcements and deals. For the period of November 16 to 22, with live updates throughout. November 27, Movement Labs announced the launch of M2, the first move virtual machine L2 for Ethereum, scaled with Celestia as modular DA, according to the team. M2 will enable developers to launch secure, performant and high-throughput Move VM rollups as easily as they do smart contracts. M2 integrates Celestia for data availability, Snowman for shared sequencing, and the Move virtual machine for execution, which is capable of 145K plus transactions per second as well as localized fee markets to mitigate gas spikes. Standard Chartered China offering exchange services for digital yuan. The bank will give customers access to the digital RBM's interconnection platform, offering recharge and redemption. Multinational bank Standard Chartered has started offering exchange services for the digital yuan, China's central bank digital currency. The bank's China division is working with Citibank Clearing Services to give customers access to the digital yuan's interconnection platform, offering recharge and redemption. According to an announcement on Monday, Standard Chartered said it has also joined the CBDC's business pilot, becoming one of the first foreign firms to do so. China's digital yuan, also known as ECNY, is the most advanced CBDC among those being researched or developed by major economies. reaching 1.8 trillion yuan in transaction volume as of the end of June this year. Few banks have been enabling their customers to transact with China's CBDC. In May, French bank BNP Paribas was reported to be promoting the use of China's digital yuan by linking its corporate clients' wallets to bank accounts. That's all, subscribe to the channel and see you soon.